What can I say? Better late than never, am I right? Nah, I'm just gonna throw it in the trash. Sorry. Hey you guys, welcome back to See Mindy Mom, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. Today we are gonna be productive. We are gonna get some stuff done, so come along with me. All right, you guys, it is Monday, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time kind of motivating myself to get some things done. Maybe motivation is the wrong word. Sometimes I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that I have to do, the number of items on my to-do list, and I just don't know where to start. Sometimes I will set a timer and say, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes doing this or 60 minutes doing that. Sometimes I will make a list. Today, I have decided that I really want to see some tangible results. Like I want to be able to see the product of my work. Because we all know we have those days when we're super busy, but we feel like we can't prove that we were because everything looks exactly the same as it did. You know what I'm talking about? Usually those are days when I'm working on the computer, when I am trying to do like digital declutter, editing for the channel, stuff like that, where I know I've been super busy, but I just look around and feel like I don't have anything to show for it. Today, I want to like physically get some things done to kind of motivate myself for a very productive week. So I thought, why not do a little declutter and organization? I have some hot spots in my house that attract clutter and attract trash and just things that we need to get rid of or go through and reorganize. So I thought, why not go around to a few of those spaces and just see what happens and see what we can do? Because sometimes I feel like productivity is exponential. It will build on itself. So if we start doing something productive, we're then motivated to do even more. And before we know it, we've gotten a whole bunch of stuff done. So come along with me. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully I can inspire you and give you some ideas, or at least, commiserate with you. You can see that we're a regular average family and that we have a house full of stuff that we have to take care of or that we have to declutter from time to time. And, we're all dealing with that in our lives, right? Okay, before we get started, I got out a bag for trash, a bag for recyclables. I have a box set aside for giveaway items, things that need to be donated. And of course, I have my coffee. I tend to keep my kitchen pretty tidy and picked up. I mean, sometimes there's a few loose odds and ends in the background of my videos, but since I work a lot in my kitchen and film a lot in my kitchen, it's like the first place that I clean and make sure that it's all picked up. But there is one hot spot that I have been meaning to get to for a while, and it's this cabinet down here. Woo boy, it is a mess. So let's get everything out of here and then we'll see what we are working with. In case you guys think that I am always a good steward of my things, I found these little popsicle maker container thingies in the back. They've probably been there since we moved there. I totally forgot that I had them. See, they're not even open. And I know that I forgot that I had them because I actually just agreed to do a product integration for a company that is sending me some reusable popsicle containers. So in case you think that I have it all figured out and that we're always good stewards of the stuff that we have, it is definitely a work in progress in this household all the time, even for me. Okay, here it all is out on the counter. And you guys already know if you watch my channel, I am that person who saves like plastic containers like this and reuses them a few times before they go to the recycle bin. I definitely see some things that we need to keep. I see some things that are just not in the right place. And I also see some things that we can give away. And I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that we can send to the trash. But the first thing that I'm going to do is go through all these containers and I'm going to make sure they all have lids. And if they do not have lids, they are going into the recycle bin ASAP. I found this under there. It's an empty container for Starbucks iced coffee blonde roast. I have no idea how long that's been down there. It has to have been more than a year because I cannot remember the last time I bought iced coffee or cold brew coffee. I'm guessing I kept this because I had it in my head that I was going to make cold brew coffee from scratch at some point, and I thought I would use this as a container. But I can tell you that I have not done that. I'm not sure I have ever done that, and pretty sure I never will, at least in the foreseeable future. So this is going to the recycle bin. One of the things I am realizing now is how often we eat sour cream and cottage cheese because most of these containers are for sour cream or cottage cheese. It's the Leaning Tower of sour cream and cottage cheese containers. So these containers all have lids that match. These are containers that I don't have lids for and lids that do not have containers. And I even know what some of the lids look like, and I've scoured the rest of my kitchen and some other places they might be, and I cannot find them. So I'm going to go ahead and recycle or trash these items. And you might be thinking, Mindy, why don't you hold on to that? Because maybe the lid will turn up later. But honestly, it's going to be better for my own mental sanity and the organization of my kitchen to go ahead and depart with that item for now. I wish that I could make use of it, but I don't want to hang on to something in the hopes that something else is going to turn up. Also, in looking around my kitchen for those containers that I was looking for, or those lids I was looking for, I found this little basket in another cabinet that also had some rogue lids and containers, and I knew that I did not have the items that matched up to them anymore. So I went ahead and got rid of those items, and now I have this basket which is going to give me a storage space for the lids that I have for the small containers. So then I can take the lids off, I can put them in here, they will stack more easily so that I can more efficiently store all of these items in the space that I have. If you are like me, you probably hate having to throw something away, knowing that you can't donate it because it's broken or you don't have all the pieces, or knowing that maybe you spent money on it and then didn't use it, or that it just went to waste. I heard Dawn over at the Minimal Mom mention something months ago that has stuck with me. If you've never heard of the Minimal Mom, I'm sure you've heard of the Minimal Mom. Everybody probably has. I think she has like 500,000 subscribers. I'll leave her channel linked in the description box below. But she said something in a video that I keep in mind whenever I am decluttering and organizing now, and I'm paraphrasing here. Our own mental sanity should come into play, and our own emotional and mental health in the space that we are living in whenever we are thinking about whether to keep or get rid of items, even if it means they're going to the trash can, even if it means that they're getting donated despite having not used them ourselves, even if we feel guilty about wasting money on an item. At the end of the day, we're trying to create a space that is less cluttered, makes us feel better about the environment that we are living in and our home for ourselves and for our family. So sometimes it is worth it to just say, okay, I can't use this item, or I don't want this item, or this item is broken, or maybe this item was a waste of money for me, and either send it to a donation center or throw it in the trash. I mean, that just happens sometimes. Okay, I wiped out this cabinet before I put everything back in, and look at how much neater that looks. I actually could have fit it all on just this one shelf, but I decided that I would rather have everything visible so I could see what I have. I have containers that I use for meal prepping and things that we use for snacks or maybe to take for school lunches. I have a couple of heavier duty containers down here. This one's for marinades and this one is for storing produce in the refrigerator. But I am feeling so much better about how that looks now, and I can actually see what I have, and I know that all of the pieces that I need are in there, and I'm not going to be down here searching for a matching lid for a container that may not even exist. Snack time, and I'm having a half peanut butter sandwich with crunchy peanut butter. I most of the time get creamy peanut butter, but sometimes I'm just craving a little crunchy peanut butter. Are you guys team creamy or team crunchy when it comes to your peanut butter? All right, moving on. It might not look like it, you guys, but behind the doors of that perfectly harmless looking built-in is a heap of bric-a-brac, random decor, and it has stressed me out. I have been meaning to clean this out for months. It's like that closet that Monica has in Friends. Like, you don't even realize what's behind it. It's just a bunch of random stuff. It's like where stuff goes to be forgotten. So it's time to tackle it. We're gonna take it all out, see what we need to keep, put everything back. Why in the world I am saving food and wine from, what is this even from? December 2018. You guys, it is May of 2021. Like, why in the world was I holding on to this? What, is there something in here that I like wanted to make or something? I wonder if there's like a recipe in here that I wanted to make. Well, whatever it is, I've forgotten about it. So it's going to the recycle bin. What I found, you guys. Look at baby Mindy and Daniel. This was actually one of our first dates. It was a formal. And then this is our very first house that we bought right when we got married. It was like 1,100 square feet. Look, there we are right there. Look how young we were. We had no idea. I have several scented candles that I came across in that cabinet, and I may just find somebody to give those to because I don't really use scented candles a lot. But I'm also wondering why in the world I was holding on to this one that is down to the very bottom and probably can't even be lit. Wait, what was I thinking? Was I thinking I was going to like melt this and repurpose it for another candle or something? I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of purpose for that. Nah, I'm just gonna throw it in the trash. Sorry. Okay, so I have a whole table full of stuff that is going to be donated. Actually, I think I'll keep these little shelves. And then I have a table full of stuff that I am probably gonna keep and just gonna get all this stuff back in. And I threw away some things. I even had some decor that I had forgotten about that I went ahead and put out. Some of it is spring stuff that I can still have out for another month. So it was kind of nice to come across some things I'd forgotten about. Sometimes my own perfectionism gets in the way of decluttering and organizing my house because I think that I have to make it this like Pinterest perfect organization system. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I know that those videos tend to do pretty well on YouTube too, where you see like everything perfectly organized and in line and in matching containers and stuff. Honestly, that's just not the way it's gonna work in my household. There's not gonna be anything special. It's not gonna be pretty necessarily when you open up that cabinet, but I'm at least gonna be able to see what I have, and I'm not gonna be like fishing around looking for something. And I'm also not gonna be hanging on to stuff that we don't need. So it might not look perfect or impressive or anything like that, but it still is organizing and decluttering, even if it's not like picture Pinterest perfect. You know what I mean? This is a little bit embarrassing if you watch my vlogging channel, because you will know that I purchased this purse more than a month ago, and I am just now migrating all of my stuff from one bag to the other bag. Actually, I have two purses that I'm trying to migrate from. Even more embarrassing. I moved things from this purse to this purse in January when we were taking a trip, and it is now May. So I am just now getting around to cleaning out this purse, moving it into another purse, and taking the bare essentials that I've been carrying in this purse and moving it into the new bag. What can I say? Better late than never, am I right? The things we carry in our purses as moms. Am I right? I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay, I just found a package of sugar and 2 packages of non-dairy creamer. Like, why was I carrying this in my purse? Maybe I ordered coffee somewhere? I don't know. Did I take these from a restaurant? I wonder if there's any money on this Starbucks card. Let's find out. I have the bag within a bag that I've got to go through too. Ooh, this is my staff name tag. I thought I'd lost this. And then I do not donate old purses because I wear mine out and they're usually pretty gross by the time I'm done with it. So sorry, old bag. You served me well. Time to go to the purse rack in the sky or the landfill. Okay, purse number 1 cleaned out. Now purse number 2. Dirty mask, stuff and things. More sugar packets. What is wrong with me? Mask, mask, another mask, 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 a bag to hold a mask. And now I've just got to figure out how much of this is actually going to make it into my new purse. Yay, all done. I've been meaning to do this for a month and I finally got around to it. Yay, woohoo! So I'm just sitting here going through this art bin that we have in our kitchen. It has various and sundry arts and craft supplies for the kids, and I've got it kind of spread out around me here. But another thing that I run into and I've had to get better about if I want to keep the house from becoming too cluttered is really being realistic about what stage of life my kids are in, what they're actually playing with, what they have outgrown. Sometimes I find myself hanging on to something because I think, oh, they'll really like this thing that I got them for Christmas 2 years ago that they've never played with. So I should just hang on to it until they want to play with it. These little fashion tracer things I got for the girls, I think 3 years ago for Christmas, and they've barely played with them. So I really need to just hunt down all the pieces for those and send them on their merry way. Another thing that my kids have really outgrown are coloring books, and I would keep buying them and then the kids would not really use them. I mean, they liked doing some arts and crafts, but if they were coloring, they were usually drawing themselves. So I have a stack of them that haven't been used yet that I can send to Goodwill, and the rest of the ones, if they're partially easily used or they have some pages colored, I'm just gonna put them in the recycle bin with the other paper goods. But there are some items I know I'm hanging on to thinking, oh, the kids will use these one day, and my kids are getting older, they're not gonna be doing these kinds of activities forever. Is this something my kids have actually played with or used in the last 6 months or even year? Or is it something I'm just hanging on to for nostalgia reasons or because I keep holding out hope that they're gonna come back and use it? I know that you guys probably have a basket like this in your house. This is the basket of random socks that magically come through the washer and out of the dryer without mates. And I'll be honest, sometimes when the kids are out of socks, we just pick out 2 mismatched ones from this basket and make do. But I actually visited all of the other sock drawers in the house and looked for any loose socks. But now I am going to go back through this basket and match up the socks that have mates. And any of the socks that do not have mates, I am going to walk to the trash myself. See what I did there? Okay, found some matches, and unfortunately quite a few that don't have, or they're just worn out or too small. Like I know the kids can't wear them anymore, or they're just worn. All right, you guys, it is time for me to go and pick the children up from school. I spent the last couple of hours kind of hustling and bustling around the house. Even though I only got a handful of things done, I really feel good about, overcoming my own perfectionism and thinking something has to be Pinterest perfect to be organized, and also just tackling the little jobs. So hopefully that gives somebody out there some inspiration or maybe a little encouragement to somebody who's like me, a person who is maybe overstimulated easily or paralyzed by their perfectionism. It just takes little steps, a little bit of effort, and it all adds up over time. And even if it isn't perfect, it still counts, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect to be progress. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be sure to check in again with another video very soon.